so happy because I see a lot of faces here. Like we don't really expect it because I see like a very attending today. So the CTO talk today, like we will take place by innovative team. So firstly, let me introduce a little bit about myself. I'm James. I'm from innovative team. And what is the innovative? Innovative, like we have three main incubator of Vietnam for startup, and we have three main business like sector. Firstly, is innovative solution. We offer the technology for startup, technology solution for startup. And secondly, is innovative capital. We raise funds. We solve some problem in terms of investment for startup. And thirdly is an innovative foundation. It's so-called foundation because we create the space for startup, like with chance for networking for startup in Vietnam in particular and in Southeast Asia in general. And today, we would like to invite two special guests and also the main part of the CTO talk today. And one from the CTO of Innovative Solution, like Takaki, where are you? Yes. Hello, so Takaki, CTO Innovative Solution, he's from Japan. And Hajime, he CTO of Cinnamon, Singapore. So please, So in the first part, we would like to invite Takaki to be on stage to make the very first presentation. Thank you.
Cái này thì mình sẽ không biết đã tiến bộ chưa?
Từng gặp đấy.
Này thì nói chuyện quá.
Sai. Hoàn chiếu về sao?
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So let's start. Hello everyone. So welcome to Grace. So today I want to talk about writing a good code kind of things. So because I'm working as a software developer for a long time, so and also I'm working with many people with, and in that period I understood something is what kind of things is important for the software development. This presentation is mainly for the manager or tech leader or CTO of the company who have the team members and who need to educate or who need to check the code quality of the whole team. Okay, so please go to the next slide. Okay, so first of all, I want to introduce myself. So who am I? My name is Takaki Mizuno, AWA. So I am Japanese, and I have one son. And I am the CTO of the Innovative Solution, this the company which organized this event. And so my background is that I have around 20 years experience in IT domain, IT world as a software developer. I already worked at several international companies, so including in the China company, Chinese company, the Singaporean company, and so on, and also Japanese company. And I also wrote and translated more than 20 technical books in Japan. I'm also doing some activity as a writer. Yes, and I also worked with the Vietnam software development team for 4 years, from 2011. So so nice to meet you again. So that's me. So let's start the presentation. Okay. Oh. Why? Yeah, maybe the. Sorry. It's because I wrote these credentials in Keynote and converted it to the PowerPoint, so it might something might be bad. Okay. You should write good code. What? So why you should write good code? So what is the right good, what the good code? Okay, please go to the next slide. So it's available. Yeah. Okay, good code. Piggyback. So how to do that? Yeah. Good code can shorten your future development time. Actually, there are so many definitions about the good code, I think. But this time, I only focus on this definition. Means the good code can shorten your future development time. Of course, the other definition of the good code is the more faster code or some kind like that. But still, for the team development, team software development, the future shorten the future development time is really important. So today I want to focus on this topic about of the good code. Okay, so please go to the next. Okay.
Đố biết nick nào.
So maybe we can do with this my PC. Maybe better.
If you have sent another PDF version.
Yeah, PDF version number.
Yeah. Sorry everyone, please wait with me just 1 minute.
You already. Okay. Windows. PowerPoint. Okay, so during that time, so I want to know about you. So please bring your hand if you are a developer, software developer. Okay. So please raise your hand if you are managing the team. Okay, so please raise your hand if you are, let's say, the tech lead or top of the tech management. Thank you for coming.
So I'm gonna have a pop-up section. It's called lightning talk, and this lightning talk is suggested by Japanese anime because it's very popular in Japan. So what is a lightning talk? I would like to invite one person to be on stage to introduce about ourselves, about our CTO life, about our life, and how you can solve the problem with code and give the experience in the career life, anything. Okay? So, can I ask you a favor? Raise the hand. Please. Anyone? Yeah. I think you can talk Vietnamese. Yeah, come here. Okay.
G.
This is Hi from MOZ Corporation. And MOZ is like stand for mobile. MOZ. And what's the corporation work for? Yeah, work for mobile internet. Okay.
So we are developing a mobile platform for e-commerce, and anyway we have just started for 3 months, and our team has about 10 people, and we have both mobile apps and backend. So every we are a team of young people, and most of us are really experienced in software development. So I'm so very young, so I have to learn a lot from as a bachelor engineer in Vietnam, and from the Reddit on blog. So and we try to inspire ourselves to better people every day. In Vietnamese university, they don't teach me much about professional software development. So we really have a lot from zero. For example, most of the people don't in Vietnam.
Can you just talk about this?
Louder?
Yeah.
Có camera.
I don't know.
Okay, most software developer in Vietnam are fresh out of school. Don't know how to write good code. Then realize even small things like how to format a code or how to name a variable. So I have to teach them about that, like we also have to learn about software development process, like how to write good programming, user story, and how to apply Swamp to our improvement process. And I think history will be very close because we are getting there.
They have like big motivation. They have passion to become the big firm. I believe they will become the big firm in the future. So yeah, thank you very much. So let's back to
Okay, so let's come back. So we'll come back to my slide. I hope it works well. Okay, so the first topic is about why you should write good code. Of course, I think you know already, so I don't need to explain or present slide. So, but again, so this time, just it's because again we all, I want focus about the good code, define the definition about the shorten your future development. So because if you can shorten your future development time, means can develop the same things in more short time. It's really, really good for everyone because for developers, they can finish the work faster and they can do more things, and also they can go to play soccer or to go back to the lovers or families, right? And also for the managers, it can also good because you can shorten the development time, you can reduce the cost, of course. Okay, so in my experience, so I am telling to my developers again and again about how you can write a good code. So this time I want to share my experience. Please go to the next slide. Okay, so that why good code is better than the bad code is that because the update the good bad code takes much time, of course, because it takes long time to understand. It takes much time for understanding, right? Even if you are the original author of the bad code, because you will forget about your code 1 week, just 1 week after, right? 1 week after you finish writing the code. After that, maybe 1 month later, like, for example, so you open your the past code on your editor. I think you need to take a time for understanding what you intended on that time, right? So of course for others, the bad code takes time for understanding and need more time for updating. And many changes will be required for even a small update. If sometimes the bad code, in the bad code, the same logic is distributing the many places. So if you want to change small changes, still need many updates, and also you need to check all the code to make it consistent, right? And also you need to test many things. So you cannot have a confidence that to work fine. Why not? Because the code is missing and you cannot understand the whole picture. So you need everything to test, right? So that is bad. Okay. So the next one is what is good code. So again, so again, reduce the future development time is important. Okay, next slide. So I think that there is the three main key points, key factors of the good code. One is the readability, the another one is the maintainability, and the last one is extendability. These three things is really important, I think. So many times I say again and again to my teammate to be careful with these three things. The readability is because it's how the code is easy to read, easy to understand. All our code must be readable. Write your code readable not only for you, but also others. Sometimes you can understand the code written by yourself, but others cannot. So you need to be careful about the variable name and also the structure and so on and so on. So you need to make it more readable. And also the maintenance ability is how your code is easy to maintain. So that means that if you got a report of the bug, how fast you can fix it is the maintenance ability. Okay. So sometimes the messy code, you need to read whole code to figure out the bug, the root cause of the bug, and also you need to check many things for the small bugs. But if the code is really organized, maybe you can figure out the bug soon, but the root cause soon, and easy to fix it. And the last thing is extendability. Sometimes, of course, if the one phase have finished with the software development, the lifetime of the code will not be ended. Right? Maybe the client or the product owner will provide the more update in the future. So at that time, you need to modify the current code to adding the more features or update the features. But so we need to predict what kind of things will happen in the future and try to reduce the future code update, even when clients or product owner want to add new features. it means make them more configurable. The code must be configurable. Okay, so I will explain a bit more deeper. It's the one key concept of the good code. Maintainable, extendable code is dry. Okay, I think it's famous, so you should know. You shall know. So the dry means don't repeat yourself. In other words, it was so-called single source of truth. It means that every piece of knowledge must have a single, unambiguous, authoritative presentation within the system. Means that you don't write redundant code. Means that you don't write the same logic in the two or more parts. Because if you write the same things on the multiple part, if you want to change the logic, you should change every part of it. Sometimes you forgot one, and it makes inconsistency of the system, and it causes a bug, right? So next slide. So to avoid to make the code dry, so you need to if you have the two classes have the same logics, right? So this is not this situation is not dry, right? So you may sometimes just an example, but for example you can create a base class and have the logics and inherit them to make the two classes or like that. So anyway, so you need to write only one part, not duplicate the logic to classes. Sometimes the junior developer just copy and paste the others, right? So at that case, it makes so many bugs. So if you find that kind of copy and paste, you strongly say to that developers no. Right? Okay. The next thing, okay, please go to more next. So it's the order is wrong. Please go. No, next two next. Next. Yeah. The other concept of the extendability or the maintainability, the KISS. KISS means to keep it simple, stupid. But originally, I heard in the Wikipedia that it originally means to keep it short and simple. Almost same meaning, right? So the concept is that you need the logic more simple. Sometimes the developer can think more complicated things and implement with the more complicated way of the logic. But still, you need to make it more simpler. And if the concept is complicated, you need to break down to several subparts to make it simple. So if you make your logic simple, you will be able to solve more problems faster because it's simple, it's easy to read. Readability will also improve. And also your code base will be more flexible, that's the important keyword, right? And easier to extend and also modify or refactor when new requirements arrive. So it may be the code more extendable and maintainable. So the logic make it simple is really important. Back side. Okay. No. Back. Next. The other. This is the slide for explaining the configurable concept. So this lose the title. More slightly up. Sorry. Yeah. If the requirement is there, okay, so the user table of the database must have the 3 rows in the spec sheet. So there are several ways for the design, right? The one simple way is that the user data have the 3 columns, like is admin, is editor, is user. it looks simple, so they can search easier. But still, it may be a problem when the client require another roles, like for new roles is chief editor or something. At that case, you need to update the table schema. Right? Sometimes it might be pain and takes time and need to test a lot. But if instead of this type of model, this type of architecture, if you make another table, related table with the user role, and store all the roles to here, I think you don't have to update the table schema, right? So you just add the new roles into it. So maybe it's really clear which one is easier for extend. So when I found that kind of table schema, okay, so of course this table schema also satisfies the current spec, right? So no problem with current situation. But in the future, soon it may be a problem. So we need to consider what kind of things will happen in the future, and we need to design to support the future economy. So that kind of things is really important. So I explain a lot to my team members as well. So please go next and next. Okay. So the next key important things is that never do copy and paste. Yeah, actually the copy and paste is lovely, right? It's easy to make another one or similar one. But of course, you know, it might be a problem in the future. Okay, so we need to make it dry. Okay. And also, dry means if the copy and paste from the same project, it will not be dry, right? So because the code will be redundant. And another copy and paste case is that copy from the other project or copy from the website, Stack Overflow. So at that case, when I did the code review in the past, many times I found that only some part is written in a different coding style. At the time, so okay, so you copy from somewhere. So I copied that code and just Google it and found the original website. So yeah, of course the copy, the research, the new technology from the website is really, really good thing. But still, just copy and paste it back, because sometimes the developer don't think it is good or not. Just copy that. So sometimes the code, no one can ensure the code in the website is perfectly okay or not. Sometimes it's buggy, sometimes it makes a problem. So at least they need to check all the code and also adjust the coding style to our coding style, right? So to learn from that is okay, but just to copy and paste is really bad. Okay. So the next thing is one of the key concepts of my presentation. The easiest way is not the best way, because sometimes when I doing the review, I found that really bad implementation in there. So I asked to the developer that why you choose this way. So they sometimes answer that because it's easy, because it's easiest way. Okay, but the easiest way is the best way, right? There are several ways, and you need to think about the future, as I said. So you need to think about, is it comparable or it suits for our project, and so on, so on. But sometimes the developer just copy from enter the keyword to the Google and just copy from the top result. But still, it's really validate your Okay, so the first one is Stack Overflow. It may have contain the answer. Okay. But still there have several more answers under the result. So you can check everything. And also those which looks like gem. So you can also use it. So anyway, so you need to check several answers and check which is the best for our project. So sometimes it depends. Means what is the best is different from each program. So which is most suitable for us is really difficult to answer for the general way. So they need to think about whole picture of the project, the future of the project, and also something other, the current situation of the project, and choose the one of anyway, or one of the answer. Or they can combine the two answers to make it more better. Right. The next one is about the define the coding style, coding rule. So it might be it might affect to the readability. On the next slide. So there are many coding standards are open in the website web world. Like Google also provide many coding style for each language. And New York Times Objective-C is a very famous one for the Objective-C in the iOS. And also PSR is more, how to say, more like most de facto standard for the PHP coding style. And if you want to read some kind of coding style in Vietnamese, the Frangia is the one open source company, but outsourcing company, but in Vietnam, and they have the coding style on the GitHub. So you can define the coding rule. Don't need to follow each of them. So you can make your original one also, but still free to go back. One more back. Yes. So anyway, so the important thing is all the team members should follow the one coding rule. So because if the many developers follow the different coding rules, maybe the code for the project code is become messy and hard to read. So anyway, so when we start the project, we surely decide the one coding rule, which one we should follow. So or what kind of rule we should follow. So it may be more better code. And also do the testing code, write the test code, mainly about the unit test things. So sometimes I said to the developer that you should write a test, but some junior developers said that I don't have a time to write a unit test. Okay. I received the similar answer from the many developers. From Vietnam, from Pakistan, from Japan, many. But the fact is that, please go to the next slide, that you don't have time for writing tests because you didn't write tests before, right? All the developer need to understand the purpose of the unit testing code. It reduces the future development time and future testing time. So if without the unit test, you need to check manually if you change the logic inside the module, right? But if you have the unit test, you just run the code and check the result to find bug or not, and there is bug or not. So it makes reduce the time in the future. So of course it takes time to write the test for now. But it may reduce more time in the future. So you surely, we surely have a habit to write a test code. And next thing is to do the code review. It's not only for the tech lead or manager. Of course, the tech lead or CTO sometimes in the startup need to check all the code. I also check all the code in this company now and give them the feedback. But still, not only for that kind of the skilled engineers code review. It's also good to do the cross review within the team members. Like if you have the two developers, their two developers can review the code to each other. Because the coding review can accelerate the internal technical discussion. Because maybe the two developers have a different idea about the one thing. So they can start discussion which one is the good one or something like that. It makes improve the technical skill of the developers. So I recommend you to do the cross review internally. It might be better. And also, it's the extra things. But to enjoy the good code, so we can use the tool and services like the CI tool, like the Jenkins, or Linked. Linked is the statistical coding check tool for various languages. So you can just use that to ensure the code is surely following the coding rule. And also code formatter may update the code to follow the coding style. And also the IDE also makes changes for the development productivity. And one more. Okay. So because I don't know, there are so many development environment or editors like I'm using Emacs maybe, but still and also the IntelliJ or some more intelligent idea there. And sometimes the Sublime Text, the editor, provide the plugin system, and the developer can add good plugin for the productivity. So anyway, so you can ask for the help from the many tools to enforce to write a good code. So you can, your team, you can investigate the more tools, which one is suited for yourself. And also there are some ASP services, like the Circle CI is the more, actually it's I think most cheapest CI service. It can easily integrate with the GitHub, and maybe the open source project is free. And also the site CI is more like the Japanese service, but have the English provide the English version, and it's for checking the code, more like for the checking the coding style and integrate with the GitHub. So this kind of tool is really good for update the your code to follow to make it more readable. So you can research more to make it readable and extendable. The last thing is about the books. Some books, I always recommend some books to my developers. So I want to recommend at here also. The first one is a very famous one, The Art of the Readable Code. Oh, no, it's so fast. So this one is a really good book. So how it describes how we can write a good code. So sometimes I bought the book by myself and give to the development team and to do the lecture. So we decide the teacher, one developer as a teacher, and he have to read the one chapter and explain to others. Like that. That kind of the lecture course might workable and make their mind changes. It's also the famous book named Clinical, the focus on the all sentence. The dry concept is come from this business. Also, this one is the pragmatic programmer. It's also the how to write the robust, more programmatic code. Productive code. Okay. Too fast.
Thank you very much for the presentation. And do you have any question for him?
Thank you for this presentation. It was very focused on quality of development practices.
Yeah.
And I would like to know, as you are a CTO, what kind of advice you can give that don't concern the coding practices, but more like in general. You must work with any aspect of technology in your company. What are some advice you can give to people that don't relate to coding?
Don't relate it to coding.
Yeah.
Means
Like to hiring people, in point of view, for
interview
anything.
for the developer, right?
For all the staff that works for you, are they only developers? Or do you also work with DevOps?
Okay.
Or do you work with sysadmin? And if yes, what are some advice you can give about this kind of roles?
Okay. Anyway, so if the most important thing is that how you can forecast the future or the team. Okay? I think this time I talked about more like the development related things, but still my message is that please don't think only about now, but think about the future. What happened? Imagine that what happened in the future, like for example, for the hiring. So we cannot satisfy the current situation, right? We need to do the forecast for the future revenue or future something, and making a hiring plan or something like that. So sometimes the younger guy can think about the current problem, but sometimes it's difficult to think about the future. So, of course, that kind of the mindset comes from the experience. So, I try to provide my experience to the younger people to be able to think about the future. That is a more general concept of it can be answered for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to get more experience from him, just contact him later. Thank you.
Question? Hello everyone. From startup company. We also support from cinema. I have a question related our work in startup scene. So we are startup company. So we have many case when we must deliver a feature in very short time.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 hours or maybe 12 hours. So I know because I have experience in outsourcing software, so I know we have waterfall diagram. So we need code design, review the design, implementation, unit test, and code review. Many things, and very time consuming. But in startup scene, we are working now. The situation is very different.
Yeah.
So from your experience,
Yeah.
which is the pattern is best for startup? Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe we reduce the code design, reduce the unit test, or what?
Okay. So the direction
So we mean
can be
best-
frequently changed, right?
The most important thing.
Most important thing is that you should have the concept of the technical debt. You know the concept of technical debt. Okay.
Technical debt.
Technical debt. Yes. Yeah. Debt. Yeah. So sorry for my pronunciation. Okay. So anyway, DEDT. Okay. Anyway, so it means that of course sometimes we cannot predict the actual future, right? So sometimes the code and also sometimes we don't have enough time for the well designed. Right? At that case, sometimes in the startup company, so we need to go ahead with the bad architecture sometimes. But at that time, I think, of course, I faced a lot of the same situations a lot of times. And but at that time, we note what kind of things will be fixed in the future. We record that. Okay, so this part is bad. I know that. But I think that it might be updated in the future. And at that case, so you don't have to make the strict connection with that part with others, because if you connect many things with the bad part, in the future you cannot change, right? So if you know that this implementation is bad, I know, but I have no time to fix that for now. So you need to encapsulate that part as a module and easily change with the new one. It have the more better code, but have same interface. So more the flexible and